Relief at the gas pumps.
And so, yeah, they have dropped, but they're going to rise back up if this turns out to be a mirage.
Is the U.S.-Iran peace deal the real thing? Calgary's efforts to repair its water system are on schedule. And reflecting on Canada's role in the Second World War.
I think seeing that firsthand can really drive home what a war is in a way.
The tour that will shed light on the sacrifices of Canadian troops.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Ian White.
Good afternoon. The U.S. and Iran have reached a peace deal, but it won't officially be signed until Friday. News of a tentative agreement was enough to lower global oil prices today, and we're already seeing the impacts in Alberta. Tyson Fedora joins us live from the southeast. And Tyson, oil prices have fallen, but so too has the price at the pumps.
Well, Ian, across our city, the prices vary at each gas station. Here it's still $1.63 a litre, but we've seen some as low as $1.44 to about $1.55. And that's a sharp drop-off from some of the prices we've seen over the last couple of months. But are those prices expected to last? It's unclear at this point. Now, the ceasefire that was announced last night by Iran and the U.S. is a step toward peace. However, Iran does say it plans to charge service fees to oil vessels using the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. President Donald Trump says the strait should be fully open by Friday. Nearly 1/5 of all shipped oil passes through that waterway. One economist we spoke with says this deal is good for consumers in the short term, but it's unclear if the deal will actually hold up. Prices are expected to continue falling, and Alberta is expected to drop its portion of the fuel tax at the pumps come July the 1st, which is equal to 13 cents a litre. That's because oil remained above $90 a barrel for 20 trading days leading up to the middle of the month that preceded the start of the latest quarter.
You know, even though we are obviously self-sufficient, more than self-sufficient, our entire economy is based on the export, look at what consumers are paying. And so, yeah, they have dropped, but they're going to rise back up if this turns out to be a mirage.
Now, remember, this also comes as we're just a little more than 2 weeks away before the Alberta government is expected to put forward its proposed pipeline project towards the Major Projects Office. Ian?
Tyson, thanks very much. Premier Danielle Smith says our province needs to keep up the pressure on the U.S. to lift tariffs and embrace Alberta oil and gas.
We need to let the facts and the numbers speak so that Americans understand how much they stand to gain from this partnership. And that's why I supported the creation of the New North America initiative at the School of Public Policy. And that's why I appreciate your work in bringing together thinkers and decision makers across borders.
Smith spoke this morning at the BMO Centre, kicking off the new North American Summit. The two-day conference brings together academics and the private sector to discuss an integrated North American market. Alberta's NDP is undergoing significant change as 4 MLAs say they will retire from politics. Joe Ceci and Luann Metz are the Calgarians set to retire. In Edmonton, it's Marlon Schmidt and Lori Sigurdsson who are retiring. Alberta NDP leader Naheed Nenshi says the time was right for those who are leaving to make the decision based on their own personal circumstances. He says he thinks they'll have FOMO, but the party will carry on.
This kind of change happens in every party, but the vast majority of our colleagues are really excited about the potential to form government and what we can do in government.
So far, 2 UCP cabinet ministers have announced they will not be running in the next election. In the 2023 election, 16 incumbent MLAs did not run again. Construction on the Bears Paw South feeder main is more than halfway complete and on schedule. Moses Waldo joins us with the developments in the Northwest. And Moses, what are they currently working on and what streets will be open to residents?
They're currently working on 16th Avenue, just across the street from Shoal Ice Park is where you're seeing some of the Stage A progress behind me. And of course, some of the side streets that are being worked on. That includes 16th Avenue Northwest and 44th Street, Home Road and 29th Avenue Northwest, all remaining on schedule. Micro-tunneling is now at 51% complete, and installation of the concrete carrier pipe is 55% complete. The concrete carrier will be lined with a steel pipe Sections of the steel are expected to start arriving in Calgary over the coming weeks and be installed as it comes in. Now, meanwhile, work a little further up on 33rd Avenue between 77th and 83rd Street has been complete, but there's more to do along 34th Avenue. Now, the city says there are a number of key factors to the construction being on time and on budget.
They've done a ton of planning to make sure that they were ready for elements that would come up. And so as you look behind us, you can see all of the wooden matting that's out, which allowed them to keep working through all the rain that we've had over the last few weeks. And they are really committed. They're very much focused on quality, safety, and schedule.
As you heard, there's a lot of credit to go around, according to the city. Crews working even through the heavy rain a few weeks back to still remain on time. Now the water main project completion as a whole will be done later this year. Ian.
Moses, thank you. Calgary's downtown office conversion program is reopening to accept funding applications. The city says this time $25 million is available for eligible conversion projects. The program began after the pandemic, converting underused office buildings into housing. 21 conversion projects have removed 2.7 million square feet of office space from the market. Of those 21 projects, 8 completed projects have converted 925,000 square feet of space into nearly 800 homes and more than 200 hotel rooms. Applications will be accepted from building owners and developers until July 27th. Calgarians are planting 10,000 trees this year to help the city add to its tree canopy. It's part of the Branching Out program, which began in 2019 with just 500 trees. The growing demand from Calgarians means the city has been able to increase the number of free trees it distributed each year. The aim of the program is to increase our urban canopy by 16%. The city says the best way to achieve that goal is using private land, and the end result benefits everyone.
Stormwater retention is a good thing that trees help with by slowing down stormwater runoff, but also shading, so it helps cool down homes and the people underneath the trees that sit in the shade, as well as adding a lot of biodiversity, so like habitat for wildlife.
City staff were there too, providing information on planting and watering the trees. The final Branching Out session is next weekend when Southwest residents pick up their trees. Danielle joins us now. Lots and lots of sunshine today, but that's going to change tomorrow.
Yeah, it's already started to give you an idea. It's changing. The clouds have increased. We have isolated showers in the city. It's such a different day tomorrow, and there's a lot I have to make sure I alert you to so you're prepared for this. It will be a windy day. This is just the beginning of what's creeping in. So yes, isolated showers. Just to zoom in to show you closer to Airdrie, though, we are seeing these heavier pockets of rain, not thunderstorms just yet. I'm not seeing any lightning with that, but some of these could actually intensify into non-severe thunderstorms as they track off to the east. So it's that kind of day already. 23 degrees is the temperature. We got to 25 earlier today. The winds are slowly starting to pick up a little bit too. The story for tomorrow, 14 degrees. That's at 8 a.m. So that's a warm start to the day with a mix of sun and cloud. The clouds will increase, though, throughout the morning. And by the afternoon, by 1 p.m., we get into the potential of showers and thunderstorm activity. Plus, the winds will start to get really gusty, at least 60 kilometers per hour. And the temperature will quickly drop down to 14 in the afternoon once again as these showers and thunderstorms push through. All right, that's your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Fifth Avenue Volkswagen. Family-owned, community-driven. Discover more at Fifth Avenue Volkswagen.
Thanks, Danielle. It's a major transition for health inspectors across the province. Still to come, what's the impact of moving hundreds of these public service workers from one department to another? And remembering Italy, a trip back in time to understand Canada's efforts in the Second World War. Also, if you haven't used it, text us at 10400. Public health inspectors say they're concerned about an upcoming transition, moving them from AHS to a new government department. There are 336 public health inspectors in Alberta. The province says moving them out of Alberta Health Services will be done without job loss or centralization. But inspectors maintain they are being laid off from AHS and then given conditional job offers with the government. They worry some workers may not be offered the same positions. Temporary staff could be lost, and a reduction in daily working hours could leave fewer inspectors available to do the job. They say the effect on public health will be wide-reaching.
We're inspecting every food facility, every daycare, every long-term care facility, every swimming pool, every personal service, your spas, your tattoos, your nail salons. We see it all, and we do all of the housing complaints within our assigned area. We follow up on everyone's drinking water. We look at your septic systems. We look at the beaches. This will be felt by all Albertans.
In an emailed statement, a government spokesperson told CTV there will be no layoffs as a result of this transition. They also say public health inspectors will continue serving communities across Alberta. The government and union are still negotiating the transfer of employment. Those negotiations are scheduled to end on Wednesday. The province is increasing funding for foster parents and other caregivers. The government has already increased rates for foster parents, kinship, and permanency caregivers by 2% to cover day-to-day costs for food, clothing, and personal care. Now it's adding a payment for people who are applying to care for someone. They'll receive $1,500, some of which they'll receive after undergoing training, and the rest once they're fully licensed. There are nearly 8,000 homes in Alberta that provide kinship care, foster care, or are permanent homes through adoption or private guardianship. Oh boy, there's a lot going on tomorrow.
There is.
Strong wind, rain, cooler temperatures, maybe a thunderstorm.
Yeah. And if we get the thunderstorms tomorrow, Calgary, yes, but especially just outside of Calgary along the Trans-Canada will be a little more severe than what we've have the potential to get today. So yes, definitely more active. Good memory also, Ian. Okay, here's a look at temperatures. 23 degrees right now in Calgary. We got to a high of 25 earlier today. It's still 25 in Brooks and Medicine Hat and Lethbridge, and Drumheller is still sitting at 26. So certainly a lot of warmth out there today. These systems that are going to be rolling through are going to break that heat. So we're not looking at 25s at all for the rest of the week. Maximum gust in Pigeon Creek was 37 kilometers per hour, Medicine Hat 39. We haven't received a gust registered yet in Calgary, but you can see Red Deer at 44. That just clocked at this time. So as this starts to track down, we will have the winds pick up a little bit, gusting up to 40 kilometers per hour. Way gustier tomorrow. We'll get to that in just a second. So here's what's just peaking down. I guess you could say tip of the iceberg, but that does sound a little dramatic. But this is just the beginning of what's to come. Tomorrow will be a more active day and less pleasant. We had a lot of sunshine out there. Much of the day was actually quite nice in the city. All right, so basically by Rimbey, Ponoka, that's where there's some thunderstorm activity, and we could still get that further to the south. We're definitely getting isolated showers, so a heavier pocket of rain moving through the Airdrie area. Mainly in the north end of Calgary is where we're seeing the rain, but there's still some isolated light pockets in the south end as well. And again, there's the small risk of some thunderstorm activity, but if we get the thunderstorm activity today, it will be less intense. Tomorrow, even in the morning hours, tracking down QE2, we'll get heavy rain, even some embedded thunderstorms are possible. By 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we have the chance of the showers moving into Calgary. So likely by 1, we'll see some raindrops, and then we have the potential for thunderstorm activity, especially by 4 and later in the day, and especially along the Trans-Canada Highway towards the Medicine Hat area, where the further east you go, the more intense this could be. So that means medium-sized hail possible with this. Stronger wind gusts. It will be a very windy day tomorrow, closer to the Saskatchewan border, 80, even 90 kilometer per hour gusts. We may even see some wind warnings issued for tomorrow. For Calgary, at least 60 kilometer per hour gusts. This is all predominantly out of the northwest, so it will be a colder wind as well. All right, and then for Wednesday, showers are possible even in the morning, and then that will break apart, and then that could return again in the afternoon, but less intense on Wednesday and less windy. So gusts at least 60 kilometers per hour tomorrow, and then up to about 40, 50 for Wednesday. Yes, we have the chance of thunderstorm activity on Wednesday, but we have the chance of more intense storms for later in the day tomorrow. 5 millimeters of rain in the city possible with this. A high of 20, yes, but we will drop down to 14 degrees as these push through after 1 o'clock. So by the afternoon, temperatures will be cooling. Just 17 for Wednesday. We'll be back to 20 for Friday.
Thank you, Danielle. For the first time, Valor Canada is hosting a battlefield remembrance tour of the Canadian campaign in Italy in the Second World War that you can take part in. Many Canadian soldiers were deployed to Italy and fought alongside other Allied troops. Most landed in Sicily and battled their way north through the country. The Remembrance Tour is a chance for people to learn more about where their family members were stationed and the fighting that took place. An historian will guide the tour and says in a number of areas the landscape still bears the scars of war.
The land in some places looks almost goofy because the amount of artillery that was fired there. And I think seeing that firsthand can really drive home what a war is in a way learning in a classroom or watching a Hollywood movie doesn't. And it's through knowing that you can make informed decisions about our men and women in uniform now and where we should be deploying them.
The Battlefield Tour takes place in November. About half the spots have already been booked. Many of us were not impressed with all the rain we got in late May and early June, but farmers were impressed. Just ahead, a promising agricultural outlook this summer. Markets are on the rise after word of a peace deal between the U.S. and Iran. Joining me is Faisal Karmali, Portfolio Manager with the Popowich Karmali Advisory Group. And Faisal, a pretty strong day on the markets.
All around the world, it was a pretty strong day. Started off in Asia and carried over all the way here to this side of the Pacific, where we saw both the U.S. and Canadian markets well over 1%. It was the NASDAQ, or the tech-heavy, that got over 2% just for the day, but overall, a very good day around the world.
Meantime, enrollment at private schools is climbing in Canada.
When you hear about the tuition cost between $15,000 and $50,000 per year, you think about maybe the top 0.1% of Canadians that can afford this. Well, the case is more and more Canadians across the board are enrolling their children into private school. According to Stats Canada, from 2020 to 2024, a 9% increase in enrollment in independent and private schools across the country. Public schools are up only 3.6% for the same period in time. This says, what's happening here? Why are Canadian parents putting their children in private schools? It's for the opportunity for universities, which are becoming more competitive, and they're delaying their savings goals and retirement to do so. Most Canadians who are entering their children into these private schools are saying, we'll hold off on retirement so our kids can have a better education. So we'll see what the ramification will be and how more of this trend will continue in the coming years.
The investment of a good education. Faisal, thanks very much.
Thanks for having me.
A new survey from the Canadian Federation of Independent Business finds most small businesses feel they're not getting enough support from Ottawa. 73% of respondents say the spring economic update did little to change their situation. 58% say they continue to feel pressure from rising fuel costs, while roughly 40% say economic uncertainty and other operating costs are making it difficult to do business. More than 50% of respondents say they would not recommend starting a business right now. The U.S. and Iran reach a tentative deal for peace. Here's Tara Nelson with a look ahead to CTV News at 6.
Hi, Ian. The agreement won't be official until Friday's signing ceremony in Switzerland. Calgary's Chamber of Commerce says reopening the Strait of Hormuz won't be the only economic benefit. Coming up at 6, the other factor that should help Alberta's economy. Also ahead, the city says construction on the Bearspaw South Feeder Main has reached some key milestones and it remains on schedule. Coming up, we'll hear if residents impacted by that project feel quite as optimistic. Ian.
Thanks very much, Tara. Rain over the past month has southern Alberta farmers excited for the coming growing season. The latest crop report shows most in the south are set up well for the summer. Just over 86% of cropland in the south has either good or excellent soil moisture conditions. Most of the groundwater beneath farmlands has also been restored. Now that moisture will give farmers breathing room in July and August.
I've said it before, Mother Nature really makes our paycheck for us. So even fields that you can irrigate on a dry year, it doesn't do as good as if you get the rainfall from the sky. So it's been a big relief getting this rain that we have, and we'll be grateful to get some more whenever we get the chance.
More rain is expected later this week, but not in the amounts seen earlier this month. And more than likely, more rain tomorrow in Calgary as well. We have dramatically changing forecast right now in the city, though. Beautiful evening, 23 degrees. Danielle has details coming up. So only 24 hours from now, our weather will be substantially different.
Yeah, and that's why we talked about enjoy Saturday, Sunday, Monday while we had it.
Yes.
Because it's pretty unstable, you know. Even next weekend is not looking too pretty. I mean, we get the rain, which is nice because the grass is so green, but not as fun to be outdoors in it. 23 is the current temperature, 25 was our high, and 21 is what's normal. We will get to normal. That will be very short-lived if we get to 20 at all, because when the rain starts to creep in at 1 in the thunderstorms, that will drop our temperatures fast tomorrow afternoon down to 14 degrees. It will be very windy tomorrow, at least 60 km/h gusts. A little tamer on Wednesday, but still active. Kind of quiet for Thursday and Friday, and then another system rolls in for the weekend. And by Saturday, 17 and 10 millimeters of rain.
Thank you, Danielle. North America's top Indigenous rodeo athletes were in Calgary this weekend for a night of competition. On Saturday night, a crowd of almost 7,500 people enjoyed one of the most exciting events, the relay race. It's a 3-man team with 2 holding the horses for a rider who goes around the track 3 times, each lap on a different horse. There were also the standard rodeo events like saddle bronc and barrel racing. For some athletes, being in Calgary was a dream come true.
This is what every little kid dreams about when they come in, see these big chutes of Calgary, and to be able to ride here is pretty amazing.
This is the first ever First Nations Calgary Stampede Indian National Finals Rodeo. First time we've been here at the Calgary Stampede. Our contestants are really excited to be here. One of the largest rodeos we've had on our tour in history.
And as he mentioned, this was the first Calgary Stampede First Nations rodeo and relay. The goal is to make it an annual event. Chinook Center is preparing to host the city's largest Stampede breakfast for another year. This year it's on July 4th, beginning at 7. It's expected 26,000 pancakes will be served. In addition to those pancakes and sausages, there will be live entertainment and a chance to explore local brands and vendors. The Grey Cup will be on display too, as Calgary prepares to host the 113th Grey Cup game in November. The Chinook Center Stampede Breakfast has been a staple in the city for more than 60 years. Thanks for joining us. Now here's the early edition of the CTV National News.